Hello and welcome back to Sovereign Syndicate. Now, today, first of all, we should look for the Ladsman in Soris Square. Let's see if we can find this guy. And afterwards, I guess we're gonna go into the Velvet Rose and the Palladium and talk with the lady we're supposed to talk to. But we were told to tie up loose ends beforehand, so that's what I'm doing right now. Now let's see if we can find this Ladsman in Soris Square. He should be highlighted, I assume, since everyone we can talk to is usually highlighted. Anybody over here? Pope Pickett is just a poor guy who I assume lives on the street. I don't quite remember. This is go to the wharf. That's not where I need to go. Let's keep walking. There still is the possibility that the Ladsman is the guy we killed as the Minotaur, which would be unfortunate, but I suppose it's possible. Did we talk to the cut purse? I don't quite remember. This cut purse looks bold. Perhaps I can ask her about the Ladsman's whereabouts. Okay. Hello there. I don't know you, lady. Shove off. Oh, is that the one we saved from the Ladsman? That could be it. I've been in her position before. Try to get her to talk. You don't know me, but I'm no lady. I used to run with the bullfrogs back in the day. The bullfrogs are legends. It was a long time ago, but I'm more like you than you think. What do you want with me then? I'm looking for Carlisle McGrady. You won't find him. He's dead. Okay, so it is the guy that we killed. Okay. And she does not appear possessed of an abundance of grief over that fact. If the Ladsman is dead, who can we turn to? Molly might be interested to hear there's a wrench in the works. This child knew about the Ladsman. She might be a useful ally. Explain about Dolores or don't explain about Dolores. I'm just gonna explain. Do you know Dolores Chen? Sure, best fence in London. She's in trouble. She's being harassed by peelers because the hush money has dried up. You really do talk like one of us, but why do you care? I've agreed to help her. Oh, that's Champion Glower. Glower? I don't know. So you want us urchins to nick more stuff, is that right? She's quite quick on the uptake. Us kids are all scattered now, gone to ground. But you can't stay that way forever. We'll manage, always have. Maybe there's a way to help Dolores and the orphans. Let's ask for help. What's your name? Annika Johansson. My name is Clara. Well, Annika, my name is Clara, and I might have a proposition for you. I'm listening. Intuition. 93%. We need a 1 to succeed. Suggest Annika take charge of the orphans. Come on now. That's unfortunate. Oh my god. We really rolled the -100 of swords. Oh god, that's annoying. I bet you know everything that happens on these streets. Don't bother with the flattery. You want me to take responsibility, is that it? Well, who else would know best? I don't know about this. Think about it. If you organize, you wouldn't have any need for any Ladsman. No Ladsman. No one to pay a cut to. Just take your haul directly to Dolores. She'll get you a fair price. We could do this. Band together, just us kids. That's the spirit. Okay, well, at least it wasn't a complete failure. You know, a bad start to conversation, but that was... As soon as I said, okay, we just need a 1, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna crit fail this, aren't I? And sure enough, I did. Thanks, miss. Ain't no one's gonna boss us around no more. Best of luck to you, Annika. I wish there were a better option, an adult who could be trusted. Yes, but there isn't. I know that better than most. Dolores will keep an eye on them, for her profits if nothing else. I'd best return to her and tell her the news. Okay. Task updated by a thread. Let's go there. Dolores was in Red Lantern Lane. Let's travel there. And see what she has to say about that. Well, at least I'm just glad the failure wasn't completely and utterly, you know, catastrophic to my progress in this quest line. That's good. Okay, there's the laundry. Let's enter. And let's see what Dolores has to say to this turn of events. There you are. Lovely to see you, Clara. Have you taken care of the thorn in my side? Let's explain. Carlisle McGrady is dead. The street urchins are under new management. They'll get what you need. I see. Well, color me impressed. I suppose it's time for me to hold up my end of the bargain. I had those papers done up like you asked. Thanks, Dolores. And here they are, all the documents and identification I need to start fresh in a new life. There we go, very nice. Now all I need is the tin to make the voyage. And before you go, here's another item I believe may be of interest. A Brise fan. It's gorgeous. And impossible to find, even in London. Oh, thank you, Dolores. I'm almost tempted to say it's too much. Almost. Okay. You really helped me out of a bind here, Clara. I won't forget it. Having the gratitude of Dolores Chen is no small thing. Anything for you, Dolores? Yeah, don't rub it in. That's more like it. Okay, let's take a look at that. This fan. A gift from Dolores, beautifully handcrafted. It does look nice. Identification documents, false documentation for a drip across the pond. Okay, this was the magic lockpick, right? Of course, the cheap fan, anything else that's black bile. You know, why wouldn't we do that? I don't think it's gonna be useful to save it. Let's just add that. Intellect has increased to level 12. Very nice, very nice. And we also have the... no, that's a gin. That's plus hope. Was there another... No, that's a cigarette. That's minus hope, but 1 black bile. That's plus 5 hope. Morning news. Fan. Okay, I think the other perfume we had, we already used up. I think we only had 1 of those. Alright, and with that, let's leave this building and go back out to Red Lantern Road. Red Lantern Lane, I mean. And let me quickly take a look at my journal. So the courtesan killer, ask around, ask a friend about the case, ask a detective about the case. I don't think we've met one. Ask the public about the case. I mean, in general, just ask around about the case. I think that's a more, you know, long-running quest line. Fan collector is gonna keep going. Fisherman's bride. We were there. We were in the building. She wasn't there, so maybe once we talk to what's her name, Madame Zora, she will show up. I assume there's gonna be some sort of time skip if we go there because I should tie up any loose ends, and that's all. So I think we're ready to go there now. That would be in... What was that? Was that in... Yeah, in here. In the Palladium is the Velvet Rose. Let's go to Beggar's Lane. Maybe the person we opened the window for is also here. Let's hope we opened the right window there. I guess we'll see. Okay, anything that's changed? Well, there was no time skip, so I assume probably not. Okay, there's Ivana Orsini. Let's talk to her. Run along now, Clara. Time's a wasting. Okay, let's enter the Palladium. Come on. Let's approach it from this angle. This works, okay. Very nice. Let's load that up. Luckily, the loading screens here don't take long, so that's nice. I mean, that makes sense since, you know, compared to Baldur's Gate 3, this is, you know, It's a small game with not that much to load in, and and in Baldur's Gate, like the loading screen sometimes took forever, but also like wide open world in that, so it makes sense. It does make sense. Okay, there we are. Let's talk to. Did we look at Artemis? I don't remember. The virgin goddess Artemis, twin sister of Apollo, here in repose. Polymath, I know of Artemis quite well. Even after all these years, I still don't know her backstory. I know of Artemis quite well. There we go. Hera forbade Artemis's mother, Leto, from giving birth on the mainland or an island, since she was angry with Zeus for impregnating Leto. But Leto found support in times of hardship on Delos, where she bore the twins. Okay, tooth powder. We weren't in this room yet. Tooth powder. Streaks of fragrant tooth powder cling to the faucet handles. Perhaps left by a client, but more likely a worker. If only the Johns kept up their ritual like we do. Yeah, that's probably true. They probably don't take as much care about personal hygiene. There's nothing in here. That's fine then. Let's keep moving and see if we can find Lady Zora. I think she was over here somewhere. Right, in here. Through this door. There's a cup of tea. Let's take a look at it first. It's gone cold. Madame Zora didn't finish her morning cup of Earl Grey. Let's talk to her. Here's Madame Zora. It appears she was lost in thought, pursuing the titles in her small office library. Her grim aesthetic belies a fiercely protective heart. She is shrewd and a strict shiprunner. Clara, at last! A semi-competent face. At current moment, she seems intensely tired. Tact, difficult morning. Intellect, something I can help with or ask about the dispute. Difficult morning. Good morning to you, too. You're looking particularly weary today. Anything that bodes ill for Zora bodes ill for me. The last thing I need is complications this close to my departure. Could you see your way to getting one of our esteemed colleagues out of a bind? Someone has once again disobeyed the house rules for the sake of lining her pocketbook. Pray tell, which of our ladies is in trouble? As you no doubt gathered, it's Beatrix. Per Mr. Sykes' request, she failed to tie a ribbon around the sheep, to make use of a condom, and has requested some pills to balance her menses after last night's encounter. If you take my meaning, it's always Beatrix. That's just a thought, not something we say out loud. Maybe Mind has something to say to that. Oh, -5 hope. Wonderful. Flouting rules again. Well, still more tolerable than the time she indulged that pushy gent with formicophilia, sexual interest in having small animals, insects or snails crawling over one's body, without telling us. To each their own, but Christ above, it was hard to get rid of those ants. Oh God, okay. Yes, indeed it was. Oh, was that... She replied to my thoughts? Can she read my thoughts? Even Madame Zora looks unnerved at the reminder. Oh, we said that out loud. Okay. Alright, I assume the usual place will suffice. Gray's apothecary should have what Beatrix wants. Indeed, here's the chemist's note, and if you're feeling particularly generous, she's also requested a delivery of Nandy's peanut candy. And what would such generosity get me? I might see my way to helping out a friend. I'll get the medicine. We dollies need to stick together. I might see my way to helping out a friend. Wait, is that about the peanut candy, or is that just I'll get the medicine. Okay, we got the Empress card. This character has gained the protective trait and will now be able to select dialogue options that require this trait. An abundance of wealth and everything in order. The world may yet provide if one knows how to listen and make use. Okay. It isn't your responsibility, but I would be thankful for it. We've quite the evening ahead of us. Popular as our co-worker is, she's a diva through and through, and it might be prudent to ensure she's in high spirits. If it'll keep her content for the evening, then perhaps it's worth the detour. Perhaps I will, if it's not too far out of my way. We all need a pick-me-up every now and then. I haven't the patience for non-essentials on someone else's behalf. Let our dear diva fetch her own sweets. Perhaps I will if it's not too far out of the way. We all need a pick-me-up. Yeah, I'll go with that. Indeed. Whatever you choose is fine with me. Oh, and be a dear and pick me up a box of sweets from Pavel Gerard. He'll be at his pinfold in Soris Square. What candies do you mean? Very well, I'll fetch your candies too if I have time. What candies do you mean? Oh, the French ones. I don't remember the name. I acquired quite the sweet tooth when I lived across the channel. Pavel knows what I want, and don't worry about money. I'll pay him when I do my shopping. Sure, let's tell her about our time in France. I lived in Paris for a time. The French have such elan. Whatever the task or chore, they're always smoking a cigarette, and for them everything seems effortless. Did you live in Paris? No, Le Havre, and many other stops on the road here from Bruslavia. A country in southern Europe? Bruslavia? That's probably a fictional one. Like, I've never heard of a country like that, so it has to be a fictional one. Or maybe it's an old one that once existed, I'm not sure. I was a bit of a wanderer when I was younger, but Le Havre was where I fell in love with the seashore. Northwest of Paris. Okay. Despite spending much of my life on the road, there's always more to see. Very well, I'll fetch your candies too if I have time. Okay. Now then, you look like you have something on your mind. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Best not make mention of my travel plans. This evening will run smoother if I keep myself in her good graces, and I haven't yet read on what her reaction might be. Let's ask about the courtesan killer. What do you think of this courtesan killer business? You have a sharp mind, and you've been in the trade longer than I. Vile business that. Though hardly unprecedented, Divana knows there are plenty of animals in this city that try to prey on us now and again. You needn't remind me, and as always it falls to us to close ranks and protect our own. Why leave the bodies in such a state? It places them beyond the pale even by the standards of other such heinous crimes. Let's go with the first one first. Yeah. That it does. I'll not forgive what was done to poor Hannah any time soon. I recall Hannah Lind only dimly, though her absence is keenly felt by the workers who have been here longest, those she once worked beside. She was clever, curious, and often had a kind word to spare for a girl down on her luck. Miss Reed, may I speak to you in confidence? Tact in confidence? We need a 7, that's a 58% chance. Come on, we deserve some luck after our bad luck earlier. Come on, that's a 10. That works. Thank you very much. Of course, Madame Zora. I've seen marks like this in my days before I came to London. Brutal killings such as those that now haunt us. Perhaps we are not looking at the work of a person, Miss Reed, but that of a werewolf. Something in her tone strikes me as off. Perhaps it is nothing more than unsettling memories. She may have cause for a suspicion, but then why the targeting of dollies? Are we inherently vulnerable because we so often deal with strangers? Or might this all be paranoia boiled down to coincidence? Or might all this paranoia boil down to coincidence? Content or better, it would be easy to blame werewolves given the state of the bodies, but we must not allow prejudice to inform our actions. There we go. As you say, I'll take my leave. I should get a move on. I'll be back with Beatrix's medication in 2 ticks. See to it you are. Plenty left to do before your performance tonight. And Miss Reed, don't, I needn't tell you, but all the same, don't let the bobbies stop you once you have the medicine in hand. Wouldn't dream of it, Madam Zora. I turned to make my way, only for Zora to abruptly stop me with a tense hand on my shoulder. Take heed, my dear. Once you have the medicine, come straight here. Legal or not, those pills are more than enough probable cause for the coppers to apprehend a woman such as you. I'll be back soon with that medication for Beatrix. Be sure to take care. Okay, that might foreshadow that we might get suddenly stopped. Let's hope we can, get there and back again without incident, but I wouldn't count on it simply because of how this was set up. But I guess we'll see. Let's go through the Palladium and into Beggar's Lane. Then I suppose we're gonna go to, what was the place called? Sorry Square, I think, where the medication should be. Shall I see what the wide world of London has to offer? Daylight's a wasting. I need to fetch those pills for Beatrix. Yes,